Hello there, and welcome to my 7-day mirror detox. I have decided to cover all the mirrors in my apartment for 7 days because I want to know my body from being in my body, not just looking at her reflection. Will I go crazy? Will I walk out into the world with food all over my face? I guess you'll just have to stick around to find out. So I'm running a little bit of an experiment. I have decided to cover all of the mirrors in my apartment for the next 7 days to see how the absence of my external reflection will affect my relationship with my body. I really feel like mirrors are kind of a crutch. And every time I look in a mirror, I think I'm asking myself, am I okay? But I'm answering that question through my external appearance. I think I'm actually answering, do I look okay? And over time, I feel like, am I okay and do I look okay have really become synonymous and conflated. And in the scheme of things, they're really not the same questions. You can definitely feel fantastic and look kind of crazy on the outside, and you can definitely look fantastic and actually feel terrible on the inside and not be okay. So my experiment here will be testing to see if I can actually turn inwards to my own inner experience to answer the question of, am I okay? And not lean so much on my external reflection to answer the question. The setup of my experiment is I have covered all of the mirrors in my apartment. I covered the bathroom mirror, the mirror in my bedroom, mirror in the office that you actually see right here. And I even have a little mirror like side table that I've covered with a handkerchief. So there are no external reflections, no ways for me to see my external reflection right now in the apartment. And when I go out into the world, which will end up happening, there will be mirrors out in the wild, but I will try to minimize my time in front of them. I'll try to walk past them, perhaps not engage with them as much as I would in a typical real world experience. The other piece is that I'm going to refrain from taking any selfies or selfie videos and minimize looking at my own videos and external reflections of myself, even through my phone. I really want to minimize any images of myself that I'm seeing so that the main experience of myself is actually from my body and not from two dimensions. I'm really excited about this. I am so curious. Very exciting to treat yourself as a little lab rat. Yeah, I am gonna be a lab rat this week and see what happens. As a lab rat, I'm gonna ask myself 3 things at the beginning and 3 things at the end and see how they compare. Specifically, I'm gonna ask myself, how do I feel like I'm relating with my body? The second thing will be, how mindful and present am I feeling without the images around me? And the third will be my level of judgmentalness. Have I been judgmental of myself and others? Is that improving over time or not? I'm not actually going to be measuring these things. This won't really be quantitative, but I will be qualitatively assessing these 3 different dimensions and also just seeing what the overall experience is like. And maybe there's going to be some things that change that I cannot foreshadow. And we will just have to stick around to see what those are. Okay, now to answer those 3 questions, the 3 dimensions that I'm going to be testing at the beginning and the end. How am I relating to my body? My relationship with my body. It's a funny one to put to words. I feel very much in my head. I notice that for sure. I feel like I experience my body from my head rather than experience my body from my body. I have an idea of my body and I feel like I relate to my body from that idea more so than I do from, again, my lived experience of being embodied. Now for presence and mindfulness, I did teach yoga this morning and that was really nice. So I do feel fairly present and mindful, but I have also been running around like a chicken with my head chopped off. So a little chaotic as well. I guess the mix of those things. I noticed a little bit of anxiousness. Yeah, I definitely do have an underlying degree of anxiousness. that I think runs through me on a regular basis. And the anxiousness isn't always associated with my body. I think a lot of times it might be, but it's kind of always there. Even if I'm feeling, well, it's not always there, but it's there a good amount of the time. So we'll see how that changes over the next week. And now the third one, number 3, is judgmentalness. If that's a real word, I'm not exactly sure. But how judgmental have I been? And maybe more specifically of my body. I definitely, and like I notice my belly a lot, and maybe just like a little unsettled, perhaps. That's not necessarily judgmental, but unsettled, almost like dissatisfied. And I do feel an edge of criticality. I do feel maybe more critical of my body than I would like. And yeah, not as celebratory. Yeah, it'd be really fun to celebrate my body more. I'm not necessarily in that place. I think I'm learning to get there. But as of now, starting in more of like a slightly off place in terms of judgment. It's definitely there. And I would like to celebrate more than judge. Thank you for kicking off this Mirror Detox with me. Press the subscribe button if you want to get updates on how it's going. Hope to see you there. XO!